All right, we're live. We're live. Hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Get Wealthy Wednesday. Our focus is to increase the knowledge of building generational wealth by speaking with industry leaders within our community. Tonight's episode is brought to you thanks to More Owned Businesses. So go to moreownedbusiness.com where they promote products and services by Black-owned businesses, making it easier to build and support our community from within. So tonight we welcome the multi-talented Tonya Stephens of Forex Money Chasers. She
Yes,
brings
ma'am.
us a wealth of knowledge about trading in an industry that many of us might not realize exists. So welcome, Tonya. How are you?
Hello, hello. How are you? Thanks for having me. Thanks for having
Thank,
me.
thank you for agreeing to be on here tonight.
No
Wanted
doubt.
to ask you a few questions about who you are and what you do.
Okay.
So you can go ahead.
Okay. Well, my name is Tonya Stephens. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, born and raised. Graduated from Sam Houston State University. If nobody's familiar with that, it's about an hour outside of Houston. It's in Huntsville, Texas. Um, Started my career off in public relations, working for Houston Rockets. I did that for 13 years. Not a lot of people know that. And I just kind of transitioned over into trading. Um, and I started off in stocks, and I happened to fall into the plate of Forex, which is foreign exchange, which is currency trading, which is very, very lucrative. I code bots, I code indicators, I code templates, and I make it simple. And I provide a way and a strategy for people to trade in the foreign market. Normally, people who wouldn't know anything about trading, they find it complicated or something that they feel they can't do. I simplify that down into one template so you'll be able to learn it and understand what's going on in the market. And I've been doing that for about 3 years. I've been trading in a hole for 10 years, but I've been concentrating on Forex for the last 3 years. And that's what I do full time. And I run a full fledged business doing that and just trying to help as many people as we can to get into profits. A lot of people think that it's hard and they can't see profits. They figure it's something they can't do or it's a scam, which it's not. The only scam is you're not learning it and you're not practicing and learning that skill, because that's a skill that you can learn for a lifetime, and you can actually teach your kids, your mom, dad, cousin, uncle. I mean, it's generational wealth, a form of a second stream of income, and that's the most important thing that I want everybody to know. It's a supplemental income, a second stream of income. It's infinite. I
Right.
mean, and it's really a really good thing, definitely.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, there's so much to unwrap in that. You've been doing this so long, and I know a lot of people. I know you as the stock insider on Instagram, right? So,
Yes.
and then you switched over to Forex. Did you see it? I mean, I know that I've been doing it enough, so I
Uh-huh.
know you can kind of easily switch between the two a little bit,
Right, right.
especially once you start really understanding the candlesticks and stuff like that, right?
It's all the same. Yeah. So like I started in stocks, and I would do it investment wise, and I would do day trading with stocks as well, hold and sell. And one day I looked at the chart of stocks and how the charts flow on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. The chart was the exact same as to how currencies flow, and
Right.
even oil, um, even your main stocks, Netflix, Amazon. So when I saw that, I said that, you know what, I can spend less money and make more by investing into Forex. Your typical stock, let's just say Amazon, that's 1,200, 500 a share. Let's just it's more. I can take a portion of that. I can take $200 in Forex and I can flip it 3 times over and make just as much or even more. So when I
Right.
saw that the charts flow the same way, that's what gave me the correlation that, hey, look, I can toggle both. So I still trade stocks to this day, but when I teach Forex, and I'm more versed in Forex so far as getting other people to understand it. Stocks is a lot of stuff involved in it. So I just trade that on my own and do my own thing with that. But
Right.
Forex, I think it's easier for people to grasp, and it's easy for people to understand and to catch on. And that's what's important, because the main thing is you want to make money. We want to make money.
Exactly.
Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it just just for fun. Everybody wants to try to increase profits. And that's
Right.
what it's about. And
Exactly.
that's what it's about.
And as you said, I know I run into it a lot of times. There's, everyone thinking it's a scam. You see everything
Yeah.
on Instagram, on late night TV, whatever. You see all
Right.
this stuff everywhere saying, "Oh, you can't do that. It's a scam." Now I
Right.
understand that there are things out there. And there's a scam in everything, right? But at the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time, just understanding the industry, understanding exactly what you're doing. I think that's the part that a lot of people miss.
Yeah.
And being able to get into it is, if you're going to say that stocks are a scam, because they understand,
Yeah.
you understand how to hedge and everything else, right? But Forex is an entirely different monster. And one of the reasons I really wanted to talk to you about this is because we don't really see this in our community, right?
Right.
There's a lot of people that either don't understand it, never
Mhm.
heard of it, or as we said, think it's a scam or something like that, and they don't know how to get into it.
Right.
How do you propose that we should start to introduce this into our community so a lot more people know about this?
Right, right. So a lot of things, and you know what? The number one thing with that is education. Like you said, not a lot of people know about it. Forex market has been around for years, years. The stock market was even pushed in front of the Forex market to make you think that that was the largest market, and it's not. It's Forex. Forex is $6.6 trillion market. There are $6.6 trillion that are traded every day on Forex market. So I don't want to get too deep into it, but Caucasians have been and Jews have been trading that for years. It just got to you colors, your African Americans,
Right,
Hispanics, um, and they don't. I don't think they like that. This was supposed to be a hush hush secret. The
right,
central banks trade this. Fortune 500 companies trade this.
right,
That's how you get your mortgage loans. That's how these big companies get loans to build these buildings, and you get car loans. This was only supposed to be for your upper echelon elite of society, so to speak. You know, so people don't like that we're finding out about it. I mean, and it takes people getting into it, knowing, reading about it, having the knowledge, and spreading the word. There's Chris Terry had started a group called IML. I've never been a part of it, but a lot of people are thinking that Forex is a scam because the IML platform, it's more geared for a pyramid effect, and not everybody thinks that IML is a scam. That's not it. It just depends on who your mentor is in IML. Most of it is recruiting. Yes, that's part of the business, but it's who your mentor is. If your mentor is a good trader and they're trading for bare essentials, which is the charts, then you'll be able to profit from it. But it's just really taking the person to get into it, take the time to learn it, and tell the next person. Like you take it, you tell your kids, you tell your cousins, you tell your aunts. Like you said, some people that come to me, they've never heard of it. They don't know what it is. Foreign exchange,
exactly.
they have no idea what it is. It's too good to be true when they see the type of money that can be made from it. They
Right,
think okay. This is illegal. Something's wrong with it. Totally no. Totally legal. Every dime that you make, you will get a tax form for it at the end of the year. They will count your money. Trust me. Um,
right,
and it's something that you can do totally from your house. You can do it from your phone. All you need is internet, a computer, and a phone. That's it. And the money that you invest in it, it's totally up to you. I've known people that invest $50. I've known people that invest $5,000. It just depends up to you. How you want to invest it. But it's literally word of mouth and
right,
having the knowledge and not being afraid to spread the word, and talk to people about it. And it's a generational thing too. So it's more, I see a lot of entrepreneurs getting into it. It seems like to me a lot of people who are have that entrepreneur mindset. They want to get into trading, they want to know about it. And it's just the lack of knowledge. A lot of people just do not know that it's out there, you know.
right. Yeah,
And I think that, but it's the good thing is that it's growing.
right,
More and more people are getting to know about it, which is the good thing. It's just, do you have the discipline and the time out to take to learn the skill?
right,
Just like every other thing, it takes time. You don't go to college and miss classes and expect to graduate. You have to put in the work. You have to look at your charts. You have to practice. That's what we have demo accounts for. That's a paper account where you can practice as much as you want. They give you amount of money. It's the same the market is a live market. The only thing that's not real is the money, and that allows you to practice so you can perfect your craft in it, so you'll be able to trade and execute the right trades you have in order to make the profit.
Right. Yeah, and I pretty much I tell everyone I've been talking about it, trying to do webinars and stuff like that to tell people more about it. And
Mm-hmm.
all I'm talking, get that demo account. Start practicing every day.
Absolutely.
As much as you possibly can, because
Mm-hmm.
once you start looking at these trends, looking at these patterns, you're going to start seeing something all the time. You're like, okay, this is
Clear
how
as day.
how it works, right?
Clear as day. Clear as day. Charts and prices repeat themselves. If you're able to look at a chart and you see the pattern of it, you can even look at a stock on it. Look at stocks on it on a chart. The pattern repeats itself. It's over and over again. And once you can catch that pattern, and that's where it comes into finding somebody who can point that out to you rather than you going in and you trying to identify things for yourself. You get somebody who's versed in it, who knows how to trade, who's definitely made profits from it. They don't have to be a full-time trader. I'm a full-time trader, but they don't have to trade full-time. They can trade part-time. They just have to know how to make profits and consistently make profits and know about risk management. You know the things that you have to do to be profitable in it. So definitely, definitely.
So, do you have to be very good at math to be a trader?
You know what? No, because I'm not good at math. I hate math. No, you don't. You don't. See, the thing with trading, there are different ways and different forms of trading and different styles that you can trade. A lot of people, I have some people in my trading group, and it's another trading mentor group that I'm in. Uh, these guys are heavy. These guys make like $10,000 a day, so they're really heavy with it. Some of them do mathematical formulas for trades. You don't need that. No, you don't need that at all. You just need to know price action and how the price action works. You know the trend of a trade. You know where it pivots. There's different things called Bollinger Bands that you can look for, and RSI that can direct you. And it's like a road Google Maps to a trading. It tells you exactly what the trade is going to do, when it's going to do, and how far it's going to go. And that's pretty much how we coded our template and coded our indicators off of is price action, pivots, and support and resistance. So no, you don't need to know math at all. Take it from me. I'm not good at math at all.
Right.
And no, if that was it, I don't know what I would be doing because I'm not good at math. No,
Right.
you don't know math. Right. And that
So,
scares some people off too, because I don't mean to cut you off, but some people think that you have to be this mathematician, a
right,
rocket scientist, and to trade. I mean, and I think a lot of times it's intimidating when people go to the platform. That platform is intimidating. Like, what are you looking at? What are these lines? What's going on? People
right,
don't really know. And that's another thing that we took into consideration when we made our template, is to kind of simplify it down a little bit and not to put so much. Just take simplicity, so you can understand, so you can know what you're doing. Because
right,
I know the first time I looked at it, I don't know if anybody ever went to an MT4 platform. They're all the same. You just have different brokers, but the main platform, which is MT4, it's going to be the same regardless of what broker you go to.
right.
It's very intimidating. It's a lot going on.
Yeah,
You
it kind
know.
of looks like you're trying to fly a
Yeah,
spaceship or
yeah.
something. There's
Like
like
we about to
buttons
shoot up to
everywhere,
NASA.
indicators and everything everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna just
yeah,
stick with the buttons I know until I figure this
yeah.
thing out, right?
It looks like
And
you're about to shoot up to NASA, and it's crazy. And I'm like, well, how? And some people who are trying to learn it, they'll go to people and they take courses, and you being a beginner, that stuff is new, and so they're trying to take you from the hardcore, and they're telling you about pivots and resistance and price points. I mean, you have to take it from step one, two, three, and that's why a lot of people are feeling it as well, because you get these courses, but they're not taking you from step one and
right,
breaking it down to you. And also, I think with understanding the trading, a good thing is to get a lot of these courses are webinar courses. Like you're watching a video,
right,
okay, and nothing wrong with that. Some of them are very, very great. I mean, I have some friends who run their business off of webinar courses, but I think one-on-one mentorship is basically, if you really want to know it hardcore, I think that's That's the way to go. And I'm not saying you have to every time you put in a trade, you get in with your mentor and your mentor is telling you this and that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is somebody that you can go to when you're having trouble, a physical person or somebody you can interact with and talk to and ask your questions and
Right.
not go to a web and have to type in the question and wait 20 days for them to get back and you're in a big class. No, that's not going to get it. You want
Right.
to make sure you have that one-on-one interaction so you can actually, get the stuff down. And that's
Yeah.
that's what it takes. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially the way Forex works. I mean,
Mhm.
you have a split second to figure out if it's going to go up
Yeah.
or down, or maybe so you don't really have time to be getting somebody getting back to you, a
Right.
week later,
Right.
because unless you're on a W1 or something like that, you'd be like, you know what, I
Yeah.
already lost that trade. My account's already
Yeah.
blown, everything like that. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's just one of those things, and that's why you can attest to it because you trade, and so you
right,
know exactly how it goes. So far as the market, and trying to predict the market. Nobody can predict the market 100%, but
right,
there are ways that you can look at price action, and you can get pretty darn close. You
right,
can get really close. But the market is its own beast. Nobody nobody's predicting the market 100%, whether it's stocks or forex. That's end all be all. I see that
right,
all the time. Oh, we have 100%. We're predicting the market 100%. No, you're not.
right.
Nobody does that.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then
because
it's
some news, one bit of news can change everything. Whatever you're
yeah,
predicting,
yeah, yeah.
what happened? Corona?
Yeah, boop.
Everything's
It
gone,
sends it
right?
a whole it sends it a whole nother way. It sends it a whole nother way. No doubt price will repeat itself, but you're absolutely right. And those are some things that you have to look at. And that goes again to getting with somebody who can tell you those things. Like a lot of people don't even know about the news calendar. A lot of people don't even know to look at the news calendar before you trade. You have to
Right,
look and see what high news is coming out on each pair before you hop into the market. And nobody's telling anybody that.
right,
Nobody's doing that. And that's kind of what I took in consideration on when I started trading because I didn't have anybody to show me anything. I didn't have anybody to simplify it down, make a simplified template and give me the tips and the ins and outs of trading. I did it on my own. And when
right,
I first started trading, I blew accounts. I lost a lot of money trying to learn it. And I said that I'm going to sit down and I'm going to get it because it's simple. I'm looking at something, and that was just a challenge that I had for myself. And once I did that, I sat down and I studied charts. I studied
right.
charts. I always know how to code because I did that in college. Um, Major was management information system, but I did a lot of C++ and HTML coding at the time and a lot of
Okay.
work with Oracle. That's how I began to code templates and bots. But I sat down and I studied those charts for about a hardcore month or two. I just looked at the formations, what they were doing, studied candle formations. I did the candlestick Bible, that's really good, and studied it in and out. And once I caught it, that was it. I took off from
Right,
there. I was
right.
like on a vengeance. I had to get all my money back that I had
I
to get all
know,
my
right?
money back that I lost.
You start looking at those negatives. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
Got to get this
yeah.
back.
I had to
Yeah,
do it. After that, it was smooth selling from then, and it was just consistent profits. I mean, then on a daily basis. Yeah, there are some times when I lose in the market, but your profits overweigh your losses. So, say for instance, you profit $500 that day, but you lost 80. You're not worried about the little $80 that you lost. You
right.
made overall 500, right? So
Exactly.
I mean, it's just that the concept of understanding little small things when it comes to trading. I
Right,
think that is what stumps a lot of people so far as maybe trying to get into it or maybe learning it,
right,
or a lot of people learn it and they don't stick with it, right? So
right,
they get
exactly.
frustrated. Now this doesn't work, forget it. They can't
Right,
get it, that you can't do that. It's just like any other thing, any other skill,
right,
that you pick up. You got to work at it and you got to hang in there. And once you do, the rewards are infinite. I mean, it's just the amount of money that you can make, according to whatever your balance is or whatever you're investing. I mean, it's really, really good money, whether you want to do it full time or whether you want to do it part time.
right,
Um, I have a guy that I trained, and he's a teacher, so he works full time, and he would work overnight warehouse.
right,
And when he learned the skill of trading, he was able to stop his overnight job and make twice as much trading and still go to sleep and still be able to get up and go to his original 9 to 5 and teach the kids. You see, it's
Right.
just it takes that because time is valuable, right? So we time is very, very valuable. That's what people have to understand, and you spend your time wisely. So he's while he was slaving and working in the warehouse, now he's sleeping and making 2 times as much.
Exactly.
I mean, it all works out, you know.
Right.
And
And
that's the
and
good thing
to
about it.
go back to a point that you were saying that I think one of the things that that frustrate a lot of people is they try to do too much too soon,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
and they might be looking at 8 different pairs at one time, and it's like,
yeah, all over the place.
relax.
Yeah,
Start at one pair.
right.
You gotta learn how to lay up with the left hand before you can lay up with the right.
Yeah,
Figure out exactly the mechanics of what you're doing before you start branching out into other pairs. And
absolutely,
there's always going to
absolutely.
be some pairs that's going to be your ones. I'll tell you
Yeah.
one. My goal is, I swear, a
Ooh, that goal.
love-hate relationship with XAU. I tell you, but that's
Yeah.
another story.
That goal is gonna make you or break you though. That goal is either gonna it's either gonna pay you really, really well, or it's gonna take you out, or it's gonna leave you hanging. But yeah,
Right,
gold is very volatile, very volatile. That's one of my, believe it or not, that's one of my top ones. That's one of the ones that I trade pretty much at least once or twice a week. Heavy.
right,
When I trade
right,
it heavy. Like maybe
right,
I may swing trade on gold
right,
and just sit in it. And so that's how you have to do it. But yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
right,
Yeah, but it's a good thing. It's funny you said that too, because that was interesting. That was a good point because it is about picking certain pairs. You can't be all over the place and filling up your terminal with 2 and 3 and form, 2 and 3. No, that's good.
right.
Like 6 and 7 and over trades, and you're everywhere, and your lot sizes are all different, and you're overlotting. You have $100 and you're doing a lot size of 0.50. I mean, it's just about, and and I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. If you want to be successful in it, you have to use risk management. That's it. I know some people who jump in the market. I've known people that have done that. They spent $100 and did a 0.50 lot size and they tripled their money. But guess what? They have that same mindset and you want to be greedy. And so now every time you're trading, you think you have to kill it. Oh, I have to kill it. I'm going to make $300 overnight. And boom, boom.
Right.
It's just not
Exactly.
feasible to be a long-term successful trader. The
Right.
idea is to grow account. You grow it small, you're growing a
Right.
small account. Because if you look at it, you let your money sit in a bank, right? You over a year, you may gain what 3% or 5% interest, if that, in a
You
bank.
hope. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. You can take a trading account and you can flip that over to over 50%, right?
Right.
So it's that serious. Because
Right.
that's what I did. Like my first year of trading, I took a portion out of my savings, and I just said I'm gonna treat my trading account like my savings account, but I'm gonna grow it every single day, and that's what I did.
Right.
And you look at your bank account at the end of the year, and you gave, well, I think mine was like 2.5% with Wells Fargo, and that was over a year. And I've traded an account and I've increased 55%.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, like you said, sometimes you got to stop trying to swing for the fences every trade. You can't
yeah,
hit home
yeah,
runs every time. Sometimes you just need to get on base. Take that small win and go home. And
and go home and go home,
exactly,
and it's
stop being
okay,
greedy. That's one of the things I tell people. You can't be greedy with this. You got to be
right?
disciplined and understand exactly what you're doing and stop trying to swing for the fences. Every
Yeah,
every trade. Like,
every
oh,
trade.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead and
you know,
go hard.
it's only the good setups. Yeah, you don't have to trade every single day, and if you don't create a trade, if you don't see it, don't trade it. No, you look at the charts, you look at the best setups. That's what your goal is. Your job is to get in there and to get the best setups, and you get in the market and you get out. That's
Right,
it. You don't have to trade every day if you don't see a setup. Because the thing is, here's the funny fact: is that the market is never going anywhere. This is a lifelong. That's what I'm trying to tell people. It is
right,
a lifelong. This is not something that you're going to learn and you're going to have to relearn it again in a year or
right,
in 5 years. The market is never going anywhere. Currency is always going to be here.
Exactly.
The world is never trading over to Bitcoin. People are like, oh, it's going to go to crypto. No, it's not. The government knows that you can do hacks with that. It's never gonna trade to crypto. There will be a portion that are trade to crypto, but currency is always going to be here. It's always going to be money revolving in the world. And long as that happens, then you're going to have a market that you can go in and you can log on your computer, like I'm going to go do tonight. I'm going to set 3 trades, and you're going to make a good amount of money. And when you wake up, you're going to have a paycheck. That's just
Right.
how it goes. Right.
Exactly. And one of the things too is we talked about stocks, we talked
Hmm.
about oil, we talked about some of the foreign pairs, but there also is crypto on Forex. So you can actually do
Hmm.
this and with crypto as well. So
Right.
if you are looking to some people are just buying Bitcoin or buying Ethereum or buying certain coins, and that's it. They're just kind of, it's like sticking it in a piggy bank. Like it's not really doing anything for you. But
Right.
allowing yourself to get into this forex trading platform. Now you're
Mhm.
able to do a little bit more things with crypto, with foreign pairs and everything else too. So that's
Absolutely.
another thing that a lot of people don't realize.
Yep. Absolutely. Because it has with crypto, it has oils, metals, stocks, depending on your broker, depending on what broker you use. I know Hugo's Way is one of the brokers that have pretty much the whole widespread. It has everything.
Right.
And the charts work the same. So whether you're looking at a currency pair, a euro pair, or you're looking at a metal or oil, crude oil is being traded a lot right now during
Right.
Corona,
Yeah,
or
I
stocks.
loved it. I jumped in this morning.
Oh,
It
did
was
you?
down
Did you? Yeah,
it was like 860 or something last night. I'm like,
man. Yeah,
man.
yeah. Yep. I think I'm hanging in US 30 right now. That's Dow Jones, but
Yeah,
I've been killing that since this whole Corona situation. I mean, and it's
right.
sad because I know people are like, oh, the Dow Jones is down, it's down, people are losing money. I'm like, okay, I'm just hitting sell on
Yeah,
it. I'm
no,
getting paid. Yeah,
US 30. I'm
yeah.
telling
I'm getting
hey, you
ooh,
already
it's
know that
yeah,
US 30 is lovely for me.
it's that I'm telling you, US 30, silver, gold, NASDAQ, and I like the GBP pairs. Those
Right.
I can just eat all day. And it's one of my other favorites is USD CHF. That's a good pair too. That
Right.
moves excellent. It's just you can predict it like the back of your hand. Like
Right.
I seem like I'm always sitting in the euro. I mean the USD CHF. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, and like I said, this all it is patterns and trends. Once
Hmm.
you start seeing the patterns, it's going to
Hmm.
start looking predictable. For the
Yeah.
most, obviously, depending on what time frame you're looking at,
Hmm.
you can
Right.
start to see different patterns in different places, right? So if you're on like an M15 versus an H1 or something like that, or H4,
Right.
you're looking at something. You might be looking at something totally different. I know that's for us to start talking about swings and scalps. I know that's something a
Yeah.
little jargony for some of the new people, but that is
And they're
something
both they're
we all
both
learn.
lucrative too. 'Cause a lot of
Exactly.
people think that you can't, oh, or that's just a scalp trader, that's a swing trader, so scalps is where you can go into the market in a matter of seconds or minutes, in the same day, which is also considered a day trader, and get out the position. Swings is more when you hold a position for more than 2 days, more than a day,
Right.
typically 1 to 5 days. But some people do investment swing trading, which is you're holding it for weeks, and you're holding for months. So that's why you have the different time frames on your platform. But
Right.
very lucrative. Swing trading is very, very, very lucrative. You can get in there with a 0.01 lot size and make a lot of money. It's just that you have to have the patience to hold it. A lot of people with trading, they don't have patience.
Right.
And then they think their trade is going negative. They think they're losing a trade, but they're not. You got to hold the position and your trade is going to form. So for instance, if you're trading on an hour time frame, some people they'll put in a trade on an hour, let's just say hour time frame. Okay. It's been 40 minutes and their trade is kind of fluent profit and it's still a negative, and they'll, okay, I'm going to close this out, this is not working, it's not. You're
Right.
in an hour time frame, so at the least you need to let your trade sit for an hour, if you're not in the London session, which is your fastest session. London, New York session are the two fastest sessions, but you got to let your trades form. And that's what I know how that is because I used to do that as well. I was losing a lot because I wasn't letting my trades sit. I would set trades um, when I woke up. I would go to work, got up around 5. I would go to work and I would check my trades around lunchtime. And some of them would already close depending on how the movement was, and some of them were lagging, and I would close them out negative. I'd be like, they're not doing anything. So when I got home, I would always check my form to see, which is my terminal. I would see what my trades were doing, right?
Right.
Every last one of the trades closed if I hit my point, which is take profit, had I waited for it to close. And just have patience every time, every
Right.
single time. And when I learned that, I said, okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna set these trades. I'm not gonna close. I'm not even gonna look at them until I get back home. So I would go to work, get home around 7 or 8 if we didn't have a basketball game.
Right.
And I would come back and I would have a nice paycheck for the day, just sitting there. I just let
Right.
them sit.
Right.
But you have to make sure you're analyzing it right. So when you put the right analyzations on it and you know you're going in the right direction, what you always trade with the trend. That's why they say trend is our friend. You always trade with the trend, then you can't lose. So that's
Right.
just something that you want to do. You always want to try to get the pullbacks and trade with the trend. So I mean it's just different little, and I have different little methods that I do as well. But I overall when I trade, I do try to make sure that I'm 9 times out of 10 trading along with the trend. That way, if something happens, I'm good. I'm already in the direction that it's going anyway. So I just have to wait.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
that's something big that traders have to do too.
Like, yeah, like you said, it just takes time. It takes time, and it
Yeah,
takes patience, and it takes practice.
yeah.
Learning those three things, and being patient with your trades, and being patient
Hmm.
with not expecting overnight results. I mean, that is key
Hmm.
to to learning trading in the forex industry.
Right. That's key too. Like you said, not expecting overnight results. I mean, you'll get some, and 9 times out of 10, you'll get them, but that's not the goal. The goal is not to, okay, let's make this overnight. It's to slowly build and gain your account and grow it. And
Exactly.
that's when you can really see the good profits from it. So that's good that you said that as well. That's true.
Right.
Because a lot of people do that. A lot of people, they want to come in and they want to make a quick flip.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
you
Two things right
can,
there.
but yeah, you can. But if you want to, trade it long term and be successful and not blow accounts, that's just
Right.
something that you have to be willing to do. So yeah, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
one of them. And when I first started, I used to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was one of
Yeah. I
those.
know.
I did exactly that when I first got into it. It was just too easy. And I just
Right?
knew what I was doing from the stocks. And I was like, you know what? Let me just flip this. Every time I got like a $200, I would just flip it and make it to like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I got greedy, and that bit me because every time I would come in with that same mindset. Oh, I gotta kill it. I'm gonna kill it. And yeah,
Yeah.
no. So I've learned. Those were my beginning years, but I've learned a lot since then. So I'm more conservative, and I just
Yeah.
make sure I hit my daily goal and my weekly goal, and I'm good.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's good. And a lot of people, they they think about this as a get rich quick scheme or something like that. But
Yeah.
the same patience that you use in your 401k, you don't even think about that, right?
There you go.
That's taking you
There you
40 years. And you're not even thinking about it, but
there you go.
you can't
There
have
you
something
go.
for like 5 hours without
There
closing
you
the
there,
file, doing whatever. And like,
that's it. That's it. That's exactly how you have to think of it. Nobody goes and oh, my 401k, what is it doing? Let me do this. No.
yeah,
You're letting that thing sit and you're letting it build. And that's the same thing that you want to do if you want to have two accounts. You can have a swing account and you can have a scalp account. That's
yeah,
something a lot of people do as well. I know I do that, to keep it separate. But that's the exact mind frame that you have to have. You have to be in it for the long term and not just for the right now and tomorrow.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, if it can work that way, but that's just not the that's just not the mind frame to have if you want to be a successful trader so far as creating passive income and want to have a second stream, a steady stream,
right,
where you can do it from this month, next year after that, and not just something that you could do for right now and have to cut it off. A lot of people do that, and then they have to go find another job or whatever. No, if you do this stuff right, this can be your part-time job. Treat it
Right.
as a part-time job,
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, you have
absolutely.
to figure this is an investment. In any investment, is going to take time. You can't just sit there and expect, everything to be easy, right off rip, and to be able to, like I said, this is not Vegas. This is not bet on black, and
Right,
getting
right,
that quick
right,
flip every
right.
time. This is not what it is. So when you start thinking about investing, whether it's real estate, stocks, forex, whatever it's going to be, you have to
Mhm.
think in the long term. It's
Right.
like I said, that's the key about this.
Yeah, that's right. And that's that. Once you can gather that mindset and think along long term wise, I think that you can understand it more. It'll make more sense. I mean, you would find joy in it because not only you're going to understand what you're doing, you're going to see the profits from it. It's nothing like putting your mind to something and getting it down, learning it, practicing it, and then you reaping the benefits of it, right? So that's what that's like. And just so happens that the benefits on this end of it is going to be cash. You're getting extra cash flowing into your account that you can withdraw any day and many times a day, 3 and 4 times a day if you want. You
Right.
can set it up and have it like a job, withdraw every Friday, withdraw every other Friday. It is so many different ways that you can do it. And you're your own boss. Nobody's telling you what to do. It's you, your computer, and your account. That's it.
Exactly.
No, you're not
Exactly.
answering to anybody. This is you. You can make a business out of it. You can teach friends or have a study group from it, or it's just a lot of different things that you can do. That's what geared me to start that Forex Money Chasers group. So it was just going to be first. It's just a free outlet for people to have tips and free signals and ebooks and videos. It just grew out of control. But I just my mindset when I was doing all that, it was just to have an outlet of where I was thinking of the things that I needed when I started that I did not have. I didn't have I didn't have any of those things. Nobody's showing me an easy way to do this. Nobody's giving me this tip, that tip. Because at the time, I'm a young African American female. First of all, traders are typically male, not to get into the gender thing, but it's just true facts. It's typically white males,
Right.
and I'm trying to reach out to these people and nobody's wanting to help me. It wasn't until I was invited to this is true story, just a little fun fact. I was invited to an investment group at one time, and I was the only black female there, the youngest one, only black female. I just know I was the youngest one. I could look around and just see all the gray hair.
Right. Bunch of boomers.
It was real seasoned men, and I knew, and I was invited by one of my clients from the Houston Rockets. So he was a CEO of a company, and I was invited out, and he knew that I traded, and he knew that I coded and created indicators because I made one for him. He was very successful in it. So he said, you know what, Tanya, come out to the meeting, and I want you to meet some of the guys and join you into a group. So I went first. I went 3 times. First 2 times, people, they were nice, but they kind of like shunned me off, or wasn't really inviting. I'm a social person. I like to talk, so they weren't really inviting. But it was time to do presentations, and I volunteered because I wanted to show them something. And I volunteered, and I happened to log onto my account, and I showed them how I was trading and what I was doing. And they saw just I never put my whole business out, but I saw them of my accounts. The market is open 24/7, so we were doing live trading. Okay,
Right.
I showed them one of my accounts, and I did 3 or 4 trades right then and there. And the minute of when we were there with the 45-minute meeting, all the trades hit take profit. And they were like, how did you do that? And
Right.
ever since then, that's when it was, oh, okay, she's official. But I was like, really, I had to go through all of that and I had to show
Right.
you all of that, what I can do. And I was just doing it off just because they didn't know about it. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, show it to them, hey, why not? It's not like
Exactly.
I'm showing them 100% of what I know. It was just
Yeah. Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
small bit, you
Exactly.
know? Oh, and they ate that up. And it was just, they were so in, oh my God, did you do that? How did you know which way it was going to go? And blah, blah, blah. It was just everything. It was
Right.
everything. But it just goes to show what, I mean, it's sad that it had to come out like that.
Yeah.
Um, I think that if I was a young white male, they would have been more inviting. It wouldn't have to take all of that just to get into a certain circle,
Yeah,
which I don't hardly even, I meet up with them every now and again, but I'm an independent trader. I don't need anybody for that. I create my own stuff and I just let it
right.
flow. But it's just one of those things and that's
Yeah,
another reason why I want more of us to get into it. People think we can't, like, we can't do it, like we don't know how to trade, and
especially.
we're
Exactly.
some
And
of the best traders.
especially with some of those indicators, sorry to cut you off. So especially with some of those indicators that you provide, it makes it so much easier, to
Yeah,
understand exactly what's going on.
yeah,
Especially if you're a newbie to it, and you're not understanding exactly, okay, what are these, what are these trends? Is it starting to,
mhm,
it looks like it's going up, but is it? Is it,
yeah,
and really
yeah,
understanding if this, how much time I have left on this candle, or how much time
yeah,
I need to understand. Those type of things is like knowledge that you just can't get from anybody, get from anywhere. Sometimes
yeah.
being able to have that ability to code those bots or those EAs to understand exactly what's going on. I mean, I think that some of the services that you provide, makes it a lot easier for people to understand this, especially when they're first getting into Forex.
Yeah, it helps a lot, helps you like identify trades and like I said, one of my main goals were to help people see profits. I didn't want them to do as I did, losing. I won, but I lost a lot at first, because I really didn't know, I was trial and error. So I said, you know what, when I decide to, and I was trading for the longest and never taught anybody, but I felt that there was a void out there and I had a gift, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing profits, but I'm looking at my timeline and hearing people talk and they're always losing. And, oh, this stuff doesn't work. I'm like, it does work. And that's when I wanted to get into it and start helping people. And that's how that whole thing came about, of me helping and showing people. Um, just that, have a helping hand, because if you don't, it's going to eat you alive. You'll get into that market. It's going to eat you alive if you don't know what you're doing. You can do
Right,
your research. They have stuff on um, YouTube and Google, but still, I mean, you can look at that stuff and still not understand it.
right,
You
yeah,
need somebody to kind of
exactly.
walk you through it. Yeah, that's the thing about it.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of information out there. You
Yeah.
Google encyclopedias, books, but some
Hmm.
people don't learn the same way, right? They can read it, they can see it,
Yeah. Yeah.
they still won't get it. They still don't understand the X's and O's, the reds and greens. In this in
Yeah.
this in this case, right? It just still doesn't make. It looks like a different language. A lot of people. I'm seeing some of the comments here on YouTube, so I'm looking at like 4 different screens right now. So
Oh, okay.
uh,
Yeah, I see your
yeah,
eyes going. I'm like, okay, yeah,
yeah,
he
I'm
has
looking at
red
4 screens.
screens.
I got
Okay.
Facebook and YouTube. I got 2 screens here and whatever, right? So a lot of people are, saying it kind of looks, very foreign to them, So
Right.
especially when you open MT4 for the first time and you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
what's going on,
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, it does. It looks foreign. I mean, and like I said, it's intimidating. To some people, it could be intimidating. You don't know what you're looking at, and it's all confusing. It takes something to break that down, or someone to break that down to you in a normal fashion, to a person who's not a trader.
right,
Some people talk to you as you're a trader. That's another thing. I try to use a lot. I have a lot of trading jargon, but when I'm talking to people who are not such advanced traders, I simple it down a little bit.
yeah,
We don't not talking about bullish and bearish. Let's just say up, down, so we
right,
can identify that the goal is to teach and learn so you can get it. It's not try to, have egos. Oh, who knows the
big
biggest
word.
words? And,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
come on, you don't need all of that. I'm like, and I see people drawing charts or drawing lines here and there. I'm like, that's fine because I used to do that, but you don't need that.
Right,
You don't. The market is based on pivot points, which is support and resistance. And if you can use Bollinger Bands, they'll tell you exactly what you need. Yeah.
exactly,
But like I said, it's different ways of trading. And I respect that because I have a lot of different ways. Like I rolled like 6 or 7 methods into one and just made it my own, and just
right.
kind of went from there. But yeah, but I agree with you on that. It's very, very intimidating. It is. And
Right.
I think that's why some people kind of shy away from it also, because they think it's something mathematical or something that's just hard, and it's not. Nah,
Right.
it's not at all. That's just one
Yeah.
of those things.
Like I said, there's a lot of things we do, and you know what? One good things that I like about being able to trade forex, you can do it on your phone. A lot of people are using their phone for you know
Yeah.
a lot of other purposes besides making money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you are, so you don't necessarily always have to be stuck at your computer. As long as you have your phone on you, and a lot of people, mostly everyone has a phone, at least one phone. You can
Right.
have NT4 on your phone and trade as you need to, or constantly, check on your trades or seeing exactly what's going on.
Absolutely.
In the palm of your hand. So
Absolutely. Like that, and that if you're, well, not if you're driving, not, I don't want to say that, but if you're busy,
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
busy and you're doing something, you're in the line. I know, like when I was shopping, I would sit while I'm in the checkout line. I'll do trades while I'm in the checkout line, and it's just easy because you have it right there. I mean, everybody has their phone, use their phone ample times a day. You can look at it, open up
right,
your app on your phone and close it there if you need to. You can execute a trade. You can do whatever you need to do, modify it, whatever you want to do with the trade. You can do withdrawals,
exactly,
do
exactly.
deposits. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. So it's lovely. I mean,
Right,
it's really lovely. I love it. I do now that I've grasped it, and it's easy from feedback that I get from the people that I've taught. The people that were traders before, they love it. They're flying high. I mean, they're on their own. They're doing whatever. But
right,
the newer traders who've never done it before, it takes a while. I wouldn't say months and months. No, they've looked at the charts, a couple of weeks, and they're like, no, I get it. I get it. This is
right,
easy. If they follow the template. It's telling you to buy or sell, and they love that. And
right,
it's like 2-3 weeks tops, and then they're in a live account, and then they're making their own money, and on my
right,
page I share results and testimonies from individuals that I've taught or that bought an indicator or bought a bot from me. And
right,
I try to get everybody on there just to show the type of feedback or the kind of things that you can see that comes from it, and it's been real positive. A few people have gotten frustrated with it, but I work with them and they love it now. It's
right.
just is like you said, everybody's learning capacity and everybody learns different. So that's the thing about it. You just work with each individual person and you just stick there until they have it, and it
Right.
takes that from the other person as well. So it's like we buy the groceries, we got the ingredients, we warm up the oven, we give you everything you need. Now it's up to you to read the
Yeah,
recipe and make the food. So we
exactly.
really, really, really make it simple, simple to trade. Really, really do.
Yes,
And where you just have a template and it's telling you exactly, hey, you need to do a buy, you need to do a sell. This is where you're gonna go. Just helps you understand it more. And then from there you can grow and learn other things because it's a lot of different facets of trading, do
right.
different styles like I do, or trick methods, what I call like iron condors with
Yeah,
trading and stuff like the butterflies. It's a method that you can use to come back from a trade. But you can start doing all of that as well.
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that's we have a lot of information
Mhm.
to unpack here. With that, I know that I'm hoping that a lot of people is this is making sense to a lot of people. I want to check some of these comments right quick.
Okay.
Um, a couple people saying, "Put in the work, you'll earn the reward."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, we have a lot of people that's been in here. Uh,
Okay.
conversing with us back and forth on Periscope and on YouTube. So I think this
Okay.
was a great session.
Okay.
I thank you for joining us this evening.
No
Uh,
problem.
if there's what's the best way for them to get in contact with
You can reach me at the Stock Insider on IG. The Stock Insider, that's the best way. I have an email
you?
too. It's Forex Money Chasers, but the Stock Insider would do it.
Okay.
My personal page is Miss Tonya 30. I checked that, but the Stock Insider, I'm pretty much there, or a member of the team is there pretty much daily, day in and day out.
Okay. All right. So if y'all need to screenshot any of these things, I'm gonna put all three of them up there for you. So this is her on IG and YouTube. The
Mm-hmm.
Stock Insider on IG. I showed that one earlier. I put that one back up there, and the Gmail account for email. You can also contact her there as well.
Yes.
So yeah, like I said, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come talk to
Thanks
us
for having
today.
me.
Learning about Forex, understanding this is something that we really need to push in our community, and
Mm-hmm.
so that we start learning and another way to start building this generational wealth. Because as you said, this is something that is going to be something that we can pass on. We're not only the money. The money is one thing, but we're also going to be able to pass on this skill,
Knowledge.
because
Absolutely.
this is what they're doing. Everyone else is learning this trade and they're passing this information around. And it's like, so this is a great way for us to start learning, start doing, and then give this trade to someone else. So we can, as a community, we could start building and building more wealth. Um, we thank all of you for being with us this evening. Join us next week for another episode of Get Wealthy Wednesday. We'll be talking about more investing, more about community building. If you are not familiar with more owned businesses, this segment was brought to you by More Owned Businesses. Go there and check out this website. There's a lot of different brands, a lot of different services and products that we have listed on this website. So if you are looking to keep this money within our community, these platforms are going to be the best way to do so. So thank you all. Thank you, Tonya, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate everything you've done and all the information you've given us. And have a great night.
All right. You too. Thank you. Love what you're doing. Thank you so much.
All
Good
right.
night.
Thank you.
All
We'll
right.
talk.
Bye-bye.